What's up, guys? Once again, it's Sunday and I get a chance to play guitar and take care of all the house stuff, you know, cleaning the house and laundry and all that stuff. Fiance is once again at work, and so I'm here to play a little bit of guitar with you. I'm actually playing through this amp right here. It's the Marshall Vs100 with a Electro Harmonix Gold Pin 12AX7 and the I guess preamp, right? So really nice amp. I've had this for quite some time, and whether you like the sound or not, that's the sound that you get. I'm just running the amp, and in the effects loop I was running the Memory Toy delay pedal. On the Memory Toy, delay was at about 3 o'clock, and then feedback was about 1 o'clock, and then blend was at about like 11 or 10 o'clock. The modulation was off, and that's all that was being played, was the overdrive 2 section of the amp, overdrive 2, and then the effects loop, the Memory Toy. And of course I'm playing the trusty, tried and true, fake Chinese Paul, featuring the Dragonfire pickups, fat screamers in the bridge and the neck, coil split up here with the reversed controls. So right here on these two controls, tone and volume, control the bridge, and then tone and volume, control the neck, and then with the push-pull pot. So I only have the neck split, and that's basically the tone I use, just the neck split, and then I'll go down in the middle, get that nice, you know, blend sound, and down at the bottom to get the bridge, of course, and you know, all Gibson parts for the most part in terms of the hardware. I've actually replaced these two parts, got Gibson parts, and the switch is a Dragonfire switch. Dragonfire pots inside with the coil split on the bridge, the neck, and then stock, of course, tuners. Trying to get the back side of it for you. There it is right there. So it's a beautiful guitar. As you can tell, the binding is a little cheesy looking. You know, take a look at this. Stop right there. It's like a big piece of, it's like a plastic binding. I like it, you know. And then I got Chinese, like I bought them on eBay. I bought like 27 sets of strap locks for all my guitars. So all my guitars have strap locks on them, and they're, you know, they came out of Hong Kong or something like that. And I think I spent like $70 for 20 or 30 of them. And so, you know, most of the guitars have straps on them that, you know, I actually do play around with, and some of them don't. And anyway, so this week I haven't been able to really practice much. I was on call last week, playing a lot. I mean, working a lot, and getting home late. And then my friend moved, so I had to help him move. And then the weekend before, fiance's cousin moved, so I had to help them move. So this whole weekend, this whole last 2 weeks have been just crazy for me. But we're back, and you know, I'd like to throw this pedal in. This is the hardwire valve, and I dug out my old Big Muff bass, really good pedal for guitar as well. And this right here is an awesome pedal I recommend people get. It's an old pedal. It's a VOS valve tone, and it works really fucking good with tube amps. This is a AB tube, you know, solid state and tube, and then that one, the Marshall Class 5 over there, is all tube, right? And then, you know, with the Class 5, I recommend you get an attenuator with it, right? Get an attenuator. Anyways, in the Class 5 amp, I'm not running it right now. We're still just using the VS100 for that lead tone. In the Class 5, you can keep the stock Marshall valves in it, you know, tubes, and they're okay. But I threw Electro Harmonix in there, and all gold pinned, and I threw 12 AU7s. So 12 AU7, 12 AU7, then the whatever the power amp is, the power tube is. And that's how I'm able to get a really nice clean tone and lots of headroom with the clean tone. But I'm going to probably buy some 12 AT7s. So I'll probably buy a 12 AT7 and put it in there. and then just for shits and giggles, throw a 12AX7 in the second stage. So, you know, when I do crank it, I do get some crunch and some distortion out of it. But for now, like I said, we're just playing out of the Marshall. I actually have it plugged into both cabs. It's running the Bugera cab, and then the Marshall cab that came with that amp, which was like a 412 and then another 412. So we're running through 812s right now. Volume's about, wow, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at 4 on the volume. Gains all the way at 3 o'clock. And the contour is at 1 o'clock. Bass dimed, middle, up in the middle, 12 o'clock position, and treble at about 3, 2 o'clock. So that's basically a nice lead tone that you can expect to get out of this amp. And the trick to the Marshall VS100 is because it's AB and because it does have a tube in there, one tube only. As you get louder, turn the distortion down because it becomes too fuzzy and too hairy. And I hope it wasn't too fuzzy and too hairy now, but we're going to go ahead and crank it back on, let it warm up, and then I'm going to dial the distortion back. We'll play with the contour and play with some of the mids. So there's the mids all the way down. Mids are down, contour's about 1 o'clock. Let's go ahead and crank the contour all the way to the right. That's with the contour all the way up. The mids at about the 3 o'clock position, which is very high amount of mids. Let's go ahead and dial the contour all the way back. We'll leave the mids where they're at. We're on the bridge pickup. Incidentally, I'm not using any overdrive, but I do have the memory toy on. We'll go ahead and turn that off. So it's a dry signal. that sound I had with the contour dimed up and the mid's fairly high. I really like that sound. That sounded great. Let's go back to that. Bringing the gain up to 12 o'clock. Gain is now at 9 o'clock. Probably need to tune the goddamn guitar after all those bends. I mean, after all, it is a Chinese fake guitar, so we can only expect it to stay in tune so long, right? I'm tuning with the TU2, VOS TU2. I'm actually running it through, the way my signal chain works is pretty interesting, but I guess fairly typical. I come in from the guitar straight into the Ernie Ball Jr. volume pedal. And from there, off to the side, I go into the tuner, and that signal dead ends there. On the main output of the Ernie Ball pedal, the volume pedal, I go straight into the Satriani wah pedal, Vox wah pedal, Satriani, into the whammy, from the whammy into the Behringer Tube Monster, from the Tube Monster into the saturator, from the saturator into the hardwire, that's the Tube Overdrive, and then into the Metal Distortion Hardwire TL2, from there into the Vox Ice 9, and from that into the Moore Green Mile, and from that straight into the input of the amp. So I have all the gain settings at my disposal, various different types of gain pedals I could dial up or dial down to get this right sound I want to have for that moment. In the line out, going from the line out, I come straight into the Neo Clone Electro Harmonics, Moore Electric Lady, Moore Re-Echo, Electro Harmonics Memory Toy, Vox Time Machine Joe Satriani Edition, Cathedral Reverb, Electro Harmonics, and then actually into a Behringer, of all things, a Behringer. It's an RV600, I guess it is. And I got that for the shimmer. That's a pretty good shimmer. We're going to go to the clean tone, into the amp. So we're clean. I got to turn the volume pedal up. It's a nice setup I have here. I actually bought an RC2, RC3, the Boss, recording pedal with the loops and all that shit, and the little drum machine on it. I bought that. That should be here next week, and I'll make a video with that. That's just a straight clean tone out of the Marshall. Bass at about 3 o'clock, mids in the middle, and treble actually 0. Because when I run all my distortion pedals into it, it gets hairy. But here's your clean tone on the neck split coil position. Want to hear some reverb on that? Clean channel reverb. Tone shift on the clean channel. You know, I really love the neck position coil split on this Dragonfire PHAT Screamer, but the bridge kind of disappoints me. I was thinking about getting the Seymour Duncan SH4. That's with the tone switch off in the bridge. I actually like the way that tone switch sounded in the neck position split. and she loves the camera. It's okay, baby girl. We're just playing guitar. Come on down, honey. Okay. So this is Kitty TV. Okay. Don't you like the way that sounds? And the neck split and the clean tone here. Tone shift on 3 o'clock on the treble, 12 o'clock on the mids, and the bass at about 3 o'clock. It sounds. I think that's a great clean tone. I actually have my other delay pedal set for that. Yeah. This is the Joe Satriani delay pedal. So that's the Time Machine set on the very pronounced over delay. But the Behringer 600, right? RV 600, set in the shimmer mode. Probably can't hear that too well. In mix. Crank the mix. You know, it's really cool though, if I use the volume pedal and then the cathedral reverb in reverse on my preset function, so here's reverse delay. I think I was running the re-echo with the volume pedal. So that shimmer can get out of hand sometimes. I like it. I don't know why I still have it on the board though, because like you know, we'll figure one of these days. So here's the reverse delay. So that's the cathedral stereo reverb in the effects loop with the Behringer RV 600. And we're just going to use a volume pedal. You hear that? Isn't that cool? Get out of hand real quick though. Well, I still had to reverb on the amp on too. Cat's taking a shit right now. But so that's some of the sounds you can expect to get off of VS100, 812s, Behringer and Marshall. And then Behringer fucking RV600 in the shimmer position, dimed up with max effect, and in the cathedral reverb in the reverse position. Hey, stop it! The cat's act really silly. That's the black one. Okay, stop. Stop that. Okay, I'd take care of that. This is a straight signal into the clean channel of the amp. Let's throw on some vintage 2 Monster, huh? That's what I'm talking about, it getting hairy. So on the clean channel, I roll the highs all the way back. I'm not in the tone shift mode. So that's the Marshall VS100 in the clean channel, bass at 3 o'clock, mids in the middle, treble at like, I guess that's 10 o'clock. No tone shift, reverb up a bit, about 2 o'clock position. And the only thing I'm running through it, because I'm using the amp's reverb, right, is just a tube monster. And that tube monster, the Behringer fucking tube monster, has had the it's had the tube replaced. I'll give you a shot of my pedal board here. I really can't see it in this position, but that's the tube monster. And then there's all my other pedals that I'm running on board with this, and there's, of course, the beginning of the signal chain, which is the volume, wah, chromatic tuner, other output, Digitech, tube monster, and then on the top, all the distortion pedals into the amp. And straight from the amp, I send out to the Neoclone, and then back around to the other time-based effects. So, recording with an iPad. I know it's not the best thing in the world, but it's working for now. But you hear how just a Marshall amp in clean channel mode, and that tube monster with the replace Electro Harmonics gold fucking pin 12AX7, really, in my opinion, I don't know how it's coming over on the computer, but really, in my opinion, sounds wonderful, man. I mean, listen to that. It's got crunch, it's got lead, it's got definition in the bridge position we're at. The re-echo in the middle position. That's just a tube monster and fucking directly into the clean channel, using amp reverb on the clean channel, and the re-echo, the more re-echo pedal, those pedals that came out of China. Man, doesn't that sound good? I mean, for admittedly a fake Gibson guitar with really cheap $34 Dragonfire PHAT Screamer pickups in the bridge position right now, using a cheap pedal, the fucking tube monster, with a new 12AX7 inside of it, so that kind of ups it, just like the modifications of this guitar kind of up it, right? Directly into the Marshall. And I don't know how it sounds on that side, but on this side it sounds wonderful. And so, you know, what I do is I'll run that tube monster, and then I'll run like my hardwire on top of it. The metal pedal, metal distortion, and get a great lead tone out of it. Just now when I stepped off the distortion, the hardwire Digitech metal distortion, it went back into just a straight tube monster in the Marshall. But what I want to do now is compare all that fun stuff with just the crunch channel on this Marshall, right? Because it has overdrive 2 is what I was playing at the beginning of this video, but let's go to overdrive 1. That's with the tube monster on it. Without it, so admittedly, channel overdrive 1 is just the gain and the volume. I don't think the contour works on the channel 2 section, but then like it has a shared EQ, the overdrive EQ. Crank distortion. The gain this whole time has been at 10 o'clock. But with the tube monster in front of it, just like that, it sounded great. It sounds great now. It just sounds kind of thin. Highs all the way up. dry signal, real thin. No mids. Pull the highs down to the middle position. It's kind of weird, right? Some people say that's supposed to mimic a plexi or something, but I'm not feeling it. That's what the gain and all three, the bass, middle, and treble, dimed. Here we go with that. Let's turn the gain up. Well, that's really all I got time for right now. Fiance is about to be home, and we gotta go eat. It's almost 7 o'clock. Incidentally, I also bought a new Chinese guitar, and so a sneak preview on that. I'll just show you on my iPhone what I got real quick. I bought it from the AliExpress app. AliExpress. And the guitar I got is supposed to be a David Grissom signature from PRS. It's a fake PRS, right? I mean, you knew it was coming, so don't act surprised, please. This is store number. But the price I paid for it is $248 minus $5, $5 off right there, to $243. So $243, and I'm going to have this beautiful fake PRS, and I ordered it on the 19th. They shipped it on the 23rd. It's now the 28th. I imagine it's either late next week or early the week after. But I went digging for some pictures online of what that Grissom looks like. This is what the actual PRS Grissom looks like. And it's got birds, hollow birds actually. Can't make it focus. It's got hollow birds. It's got 3 knobs, a switch, and then gold. So that's the guitar I'm getting, and I'm actually going to go with Dragonfire H90 pickups. I want, like I said last video, I want a guitar of P90s, and I'm going to get one. I'll probably get a fake Chinese with P90s in it. Or I might modify that Telecaster and put a P90 in the neck. But my plan is to put those Dragonfire H90s in that PRS fake Chinese. And so I'll make a video of it when I get it. And what it sounds like, we'll go through all the sounds I got with the Yamaha, which the iPad's sitting on now. And then all the Marshall shit, all the pedals. And then when I get my pickups, which I'm going to buy them tomorrow, so they should get here before or shortly after that fake PRS gets here. When those get here, we'll put them in. I might take some pictures or something like that, but I really don't do video editing. And we'll go through some sounds with those new pickups. And if they end up sucking, I'll throw more pickups in them. You know, I'll get new pickups. But as it stands right now, I kind of want that guitar to be purposed for like blues lead. And so I've kind of been on a blues lead kick, and I want to learn more blues lead. And I have, you know, a wall of fucking guitars, but I'm gonna get that PRS fake, specifically purposely built for some blues licking with the H90 pickups. So That's me, and it's been fun hanging out with you. I really enjoyed it. Incidentally, my neighbors upstairs moved out this week, so I was able to crank the Marshall up, so I took advantage of that. It's in the daytime, so hopefully the cops didn't get called. I might have gotten a complaint, because these things, 812s and 100 watts, is loud. And I did have it up till like 4 or 5 for a minute there. So, you guys have a good day. And as soon as I find out about as soon as I get that PRS Chinese in, we'll make a video.